Life on a carrier hits different when the captain is one of the few women on board. She leads a crew of 5,000, keeps a nuclear-powered ship on course, and makes calls that can change everything in a single moment. Her quarters were designed long before anyone pictured a woman in command, yet she turns that space into the center of her authority. Every day means proving skill, holding the room, and pushing through a culture built for men. This is how a female captain lives and leads on a carrier with 5,000 men. All commanding officers, including female captains on aircraft carriers, get 2 cabins because command demands it. The first is the sea cabin, tucked right behind the navigation bridge inside the island. It's tiny by design. A bunk, a desk, a head. No windows. No wasted space. Pure function. And it exists for one reason, the 10-second rule. When a crisis hits at 3 in the morning, she can reach the bridge in under 10 seconds. 10 seconds to go from sleep to command. On a nuclear-powered warship with 75 aircraft, 10 seconds can mean the difference between life and death. The sea cabin has no natural light. Just buzzing machinery and harsh artificial lights, 24 hours a day. Captains may sleep in uniform, boots lined up by the rack. The radio never goes quiet. Even while resting, they're processing information, staying sharp, and staying ready. The tiny head isn't just a bathroom, it's a private space, a place to handle personal business on her schedule without relying on anyone. While a male captain might use it for convenience, a female captain often uses it strategically. It's where she can prepare, maintain standards, and stay battle-ready. The second cabin tells a different story. The in-port cabin projects power. It has a separate bedroom, a sitting room for official meetings, and naval history on the walls. Admirals and foreign officials come through here. High-level strategy sessions happen here. Here, its authority is made tangible. But during operations, she chooses the cramped sea cabin every time. Proximity to command beats luxury. Mission first. Comfort never. Compare that to the crew. Sailors may hot rack or live in crowded berthing compartments, 8 to 12 in spaces smaller than studio apartments. Officers get staterooms but still share with 2 or 3 others. Communal heads, minimal storage. The captain has the best quarters because they carry the ultimate responsibility. And being female adds layers that male captains never face. She optimizes every inch, when to use a head, how to maintain appearance standards, how to stay combat ready while juggling logistics men don't think about. These are variables she manages, adapts to, and overcomes. Captain Amy Bauernschmidt runs the USS Abraham Lincoln, as the first female captain of a nuclear carrier. When general quarters sound at 2 in the morning, she's on the bridge in seconds, combat ready, her command voice cutting through the alarms, her decisions rippling across international operations. Command isolates everyone at the top, and for female captains, that isolation sharpens focus. No friendships that dilute authority, no moments of weakness, no dropped guard. The sea cabin locks from the inside. Security is tight. She knows the stats. According to a 2021 Navy report, over 22% of women reported experiencing sexual harassment, a number that is still unacceptably high. She uses that knowledge to enforce standards, hold people accountable, and build a command where excellence matters more than gender. Hit that like button if you're still watching to see how female captains handle every aspect of carrier command. But where a captain sleeps barely scratches the surface of what running a nuclear carrier actually demands. So what does a day in absolute command really look like? Female captains don't punch a clock. They own every hour. The ship never sleeps. Combat readiness never sleeps. Neither does the captain's authority. Most mornings start at 4:30. Before reveille even sounds, she's digging through overnight reports, weather across multiple theaters, flight schedules, and intelligence briefs on threats. Decisions are made before most people have poured their first coffee. The difference shows as soon as she hits the bridge. A male captain may occupy the space by default. She owns it through earned competence. Every move, every call proves she belongs here. Not because anyone doubts her strength, but because she sets a standard higher than anyone else expects. By 0600 hours, department heads assemble. Air Ops reports on flight deck status. Engineering details reactor output and propulsion readiness. Weapons updates combat systems. Supply briefs logistics. Medical checks crew health. Every head answers directly to her. Every decision she makes is under a microscope. Male captains may be granted initial deference. Female captains often feel they must earn trust daily. Scrutiny becomes fuel. The bridge is her domain. She steers the carrier through international waters, coordinates with strike group commanders, destroyers, cruisers, submarines, and fast attack boats, all synchronized under her watch. The crew is mostly male. Orders must hit instantly. Hesitation is corrected. Questions are answered with facts. Authority is built on competence, not volume. Flight operations are pure controlled chaos. Jets launch at 165 miles per hour off a steam catapult, and trap on a moving deck in zero visibility. The air boss runs pre-fly, but the captain owns every operation. On the Abraham Lincoln, Captain Bauernschmidt commands 75 aircraft, every pilot, every maintainer. Failure isn't tolerated. Lives, mission success, international stakes, all on her shoulders. Doubters exist, waiting for a misstep. Every safe launch, every flawless recovery proves them wrong because competence has no gender. Administrative duties never stop. Performance evaluations for 5,000 sailors. Promotion boards. Disciplinary cases, budgets, communications with fleet commanders, Pentagon briefings. Female captains process it quickly because operational excellence depends on administrative excellence. Harassment or assault cases are handled with the goal of zero tolerance, maintaining exacting standards, and thorough documentation. Meals are tactical. Wardroom conversations revolve around operations and tactics. Joining those discussions as a peer is earned through experience. It's subtle, but crucial. Male captains may enter these spaces naturally. She enters aware that some still adjust to her presence. Authority is maintained through substance, not acceptance. Biology adds variables. Menstrual cycles, tactical breaks, and physical discomfort are all managed with precision. Afternoon planning, future ops, maintenance schedules, battle group coordination, she thinks 3 moves ahead. Evening watch handovers, intel updates, night readiness, security checks. Sleep is tactical, interrupted, and strategic. By 4:30 the next morning, it starts again. 6 to 9 months straight. No days off. No escape. Commanding around the clock is one thing, but what about the fundamental human requirements like nutrition and fitness when you're running operations in a predominantly male environment? One woman. 5,000 men. She doesn't just command them, she lives inside the same steel maze, keeps the same standards, and pushes past them because good enough doesn't cut it at this level. Even the smallest routine becomes another chance to show why she earned the chair that no one hands out lightly. Take food. Carriers run several galleys and mess decks, but the captain eats in the wardroom, officer territory filled with department heads and squadron bosses, almost all men. When she steps in, the room shifts. Not out of caution, but because the captain has arrived. Any captain changes the energy. She does it while rewriting decades of expectations about who gets to hold ultimate authority in a floating city. Meals reflect the crew's workload, heavy protein, big portions, designed for sailors working non-stop. She tweaks it for her own performance, clean energy, focus, endurance. Nutrition becomes another tactical choice. Some meals happen in her cabin so she can eat while tackling paperwork. Fitness is mandatory. Gyms on board stay packed with sailors pushing hard. For male captains, a workout is routine. For her, it's a stage. Some sailors watch, waiting to see if she hits the standard. She doesn't just meet it, she crushes it. Strength signals leadership in Navy culture, and she leaves no room for doubt. Off-peak hours give her space to train smarter, move quicker, and waste nothing. Uniforms add another layer. Male captains blend into the passageways. Her silhouette identifies her instantly. There's no anonymity anywhere. She turns that constant visibility into non-stop command presence. Hygiene takes planning. She's got a private head in the cabin and knows exactly where every female designated space is. Biological cycles during months at sea get handled with the same mindset as everything else: prepare, execute, stay mission ready. Pain doesn't stop bridge watch, she powers through and gets decisions right. Medical spaces lean male by default, so she works with what's available, fits appointments between operations, and stays sharp because the ship needs her sharp. Sleep in the sea cabin is controlled, light, and secure. She locks the door, enforces standards shipwide, and builds a command where accountability is the primary tool against harassment. She doesn't fear her sailors. She leads them. Managing the fundamentals of daily life while commanding a carrier is just the baseline, but there are specific challenges that come with the territory that male captains simply never encounter. Female captains deal with variables that male captains never think about. Not weak points, just extra layers they handle while delivering the same results, sometimes sharper ones. Once you see these layers, you understand why the women who make it this far are absolute powerhouses. Uniforms say a lot. Male captains blend in. Female captains stand out the second they step into a passageway. That visibility could feel like a target. They treat it like a spotlight. Every step, every order, every conversation becomes another moment to lead. Gear adds another curveball. Body armor, float coats, flight suits, most were built around male physiology decades ago. Female captains adjust straps, shift plates, refit padding, and make it work. They don't whine about design flaws. They just solve the problem and move. Ship facilities mirror the old demographic. Thousands of shared heads, only a handful designed for women. She's got her private head in the cabin, sure, but operational tempo doesn't always give her time to get there. So she builds a mental map, every female designated head near the bridge, pre-fly, CDC, and combat systems. It's time management as a tactical skill. Long deployments bring biological realities. Hair regs add another moving part. Men just keep it short. Female captains keep hair compliant without wasting a second. Quick routines, secure styles, nothing that eats into operational focus. Physical differences. The ship's built for average male height and reach. Vertical ladders, heavy watertight doors, and overhead valves require technique and strength. She builds both. Physical capability never becomes a question mark. Communication gets interesting. Military culture expects blunt, direct language. She calibrates her voice for clarity and authority. Orders hit clean. Execution follows. Anyone who thinks she's too direct learns fast that direct is how things get done. Social dynamics skew male, so she keeps it professional, not distant, just clean lines. Mentorship stays objective, documented, and performance-driven. Every variable is manageable. She manages all of them while commanding a nuclear carrier. Every challenge female captains face and overcome serves a larger purpose that extends far beyond individual achievement into the future of American naval power. Care to take a guess? Female captains running carriers aren't just checking boxes. They're shifting what the fleet thinks is possible. Every clean launch cycle, every blue water evolution, every deployment where the ship runs like a precision machine, those moments rewrite assumptions. They show that capability doesn't belong to one gender. It belongs to leaders who deliver. They know the numbers are cold. Female officer retention drops significantly around the 7 to 10 year mark. Carrier crews sit at roughly a 4-to-1, male-to-female ratio. Harassment rates stay unacceptably high. These captains have climbed through this environment. They watched talented women step out because the system pushed too hard. They stayed. They fought. They won command. Take Captain Bauernschmidt. Naval Academy 94, the first class cleared for combatant ships. She walked into a fleet just starting integration. She met doubt at nearly every turn and crushed it with decades of consistent, high-end performance. Now she runs the Lincoln, and her presence alone moves the needle. Young women see a door open. Skeptical sailors see evidence that shuts their arguments down. Representation doesn't sit on a poster. It shifts behavior. Still, one captain doesn't fix systemic drag. The pipeline to carrier command is unforgiving. The barriers remain heavy. So female captains attack the system while running ops. They enforce strict standards. Performance-based advancement. Mentorship that is built around potential. Culture work stacked on top of reactor drills, strike group coordination, and flight deck tempo. The workload doubles. They carry it anyway. And the stakes are always higher. A mistake from a male captain hits his record. A mistake from a female captain can be weaponized against every woman behind her. That pressure fuels them. Precision becomes non-negotiable. They're shaping a navy where future female carrier captains aren't rare, they're routine. A fleet where talent rises because it's talent. A force that reflects the nation it defends. The reactors push 260,000 shaft horsepower. Female captains drive all of it toward mission success and prove, every day, that excellence has no gender. What impressed you most about how female captains command at the highest levels? And what changes would strengthen female leadership development in the military? Let us know what you think in the comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for the latest naval events. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.